Hey everyone, it's Kale from Scud Style, and today I'm going to be bringing a video on May 21st, 2016, which is a blue moon. And now, a lot of people have different definitions of what a blue moon is. There's been a few kind of definitions circulating around out there. And so I'm going to kind of specify that first, and then a little bit of a super simple, practical, not too out there for anyone way to kind of use the energy from the new moon to kind of clear out things that you don't want and get ready to attract the things that you do want going forward from this event here. So, blue moons. A lot of people recently have started to use the idea that a blue moon is the second full moon that happens in a month. So if there was a full moon on July 2nd and there's another full moon on July 31st, people would call the second one a blue moon. And that really isn't what originally a blue moon was, or the older, stronger definition, more accepted and based definition, was that a blue moon is the third full moon in a season that has 4 full moons. So normally, the 4 seasons, there's 3 full moons in each season. Every once in a while, there'll be a 4th full moon in a season, and the 3rd full moon in that cycle of 4 is the blue moon. So in this case, in spring of 2016, this is the 3rd full moon out of 4. And they're pretty rare. We have a kind of colloquial saying that once in a blue moon is for a rare event, or for something like that. And to kind of show how rare they are, the last blue moon was on August 20th through the 21st, 2013, depending on where in the world you live. And the next one is going to be on January 31st, 2018. So, a few years between each full moon, 3 years, and then another couple years after that. Or not quite, I guess a year and a half, but either way, pretty rare. So I want to do a quick, from here, just really briefly, really simply, how does a full moon affect us? So humans are obviously affected a lot by the moon, and the tides, the poles, things like that. It affects animals, it affects our bodies and our body rhythms and things like this on a cycle, kind of with the moon. And the moon goes through a waxing and a waning phase. So from new moon, a lunar cycle is roughly 28 days. And a new moon, when we can hardly see it, goes through a waxing phase and slowly transitions from the new moon all the way to the full moon. And then from the full moon, it starts a waning phase and wanes back down to a new moon, which completes that cycle. So energetically, at a waxing phase from the new moon to the full moon is a phase all about attracting new things, putting intentions out there to be able to attract new things that we want in our lives. And a waning phase from the full moon down to the next new moon is about kind of cutting out the things in our lives that we no longer want, releasing what no longer serves us, things like that. So, at a blue moon, which is just a very rare type of full moon, we're beginning the waning phase. The waxing phase has just ended, and now we're in the waning phase. So it's a great time to set intentions for release, for breaking old habits that no longer serve us, for really giving us a kind of astrological and universal energetic boost to that kind of intention. So if there's anything you've kind of been wanting to get rid of, if there's anything you've been saying, oh, I'm going to stop doing that forever, I'm going to cut these people out of my life because they're toxic, or I'm going to cut this substance out of my life because it's toxic or it's not serving me, or I'm going to cut this out because it's draining me of my time and energy and I just don't feel good after it, but I can't stop. Anything like that or similar is something that the full moon and this blue moon will be even better at really helping to release that. So what I recommend for this is just really simple. And if people are very much aware of this, there's tons of other things more in depth you can do with this. But for average person who maybe doesn't want to do meditations or this and that on it, doesn't feel in tuned or thinks that's stupid or anything like that, that's fine. My suggestion for this, just a really simple way, is to just write down the thing that you want to release and write that down. Make sure you can clearly identify it. And then I recommend, more importantly, writing down what your life will be like, as detailed as you can make it, when you're able to fully release that and get rid of it and kind of uproot it from your life so that it doesn't grow back. What your life would be like, down to as many details as you can, what you will be like, your mood, your relationships, your health, your hobbies, anything like that. Anything you can kind of envision and imagine. And then what I want you to do is to feel how that would feel if that scenario were to come true. And kind of a way I like to do it is to close my eyes, and you can do this at night before you go to bed, or you can do this whenever, and just kind of imagine it as crystal clear with all those details we were talking about, and just run the scenario in your head. Just create it and feel how it would feel. Feel the people you'd be interacting with, the things you'd be doing, how you'd feel. The emotions are really a very important part of this to manifest it and to bring it into fruition. And do that as many times as you're able to. Once a day is great. If you can't do it that many times, you forget, it's no big deal. But the more you do it, the more likely you are to be able to follow that through and to be able to achieve that faster. And for your body to kind of understand what it really wants, and that kind of leads to a domino effect of it being like, okay, so this is what I want, so I can stop doing this, or I can make it easier to stop doing this or this and that. I've had great success with this technique and similar techniques to this, but I think this is a very simple way to do it. And to do that over and over again as often as you can, and use this event today to kind of set that start at the beginning of this waning cycle. And then if you want to take it a step further, once the new moon comes around in about 2 weeks or so, you can start to create another one of those. Just sit down and write what you want to attract. Maybe there's a person, maybe there's someone romantic in your life you want to attract that you haven't met yet. Or maybe there's a job that you'd really like to, either one that you're aware of and you know it exists, or one that you don't really know, but you know the criteria of what you'd want with it. Just be as detailed as you can and feel it. And kind of get into a relaxed state as much as you can, and just imagine it and feel how it would feel to have that. And do that for the waning cycle on the new moon. And that will kind of complete the cycle of getting rid of things and attracting things. And this is really powerful, really simple. I recommend you try it once to see how it makes you feel, and to see really how powerful this stuff can be. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Enjoy the blue moon. I believe today it's supposed to be at 5:14. I'll have to double check that. I believe it's supposed to be at 5:14 Eastern Daylight Time, so on the East Coast of the United States. Today, the 21st of May, 2016. So everyone out there, enjoy your day, have a great one, and good luck using any of this stuff to improve the quality of your life and of those around you. Take care.